Hey everybody, it's Pastor Vern with today's daily update. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020, one day closer to us being together again. And that's appears going to be a little while yet, but we'll soldier on with what we can't have to work with. Once again, we just ask that if you can help share these things with other folks, please do so, so that they can stay connected with us also. We've been talking about apologetics the last couple days. This will be our last installment on that. Remember, apologetics is not an apology for being Christian. It's just the way that we explain Christianity, the way that we defend Christianity, and what forms Christianity takes, along with our arguments, not our violent our arguments, but our arguments that we would have that just states our facts in our case. And really, the truth is we can't make anybody a Christian. None of us have that power, but we have the power to give them the information so that if God softens their hearts to the place where they can accept, whether their minds are open to hearing the words, then hopefully we can bring them into the faith also. We've talked about the apologetics in three different branches. One is credibility. That's basically talking about the truth of the gospel. Laudability, that's basically talking about is it something that's has value to it? Is it something that is worthwhile to pursue? And then today we have viability, the viability of apologetics. And here's where the first two kind of come together. Because when we talk about the truth, and if we talk that if the truth has value, then to be viable, can we actually live it out? Can it be part of our lives? Can it be something that has influence on us in a way that's positive in our lives? It's kind of the get real factor. Is it a doable? I've heard that term a lot when working with some of the new ways that we're meeting stuff. Is this doable? Is this something that we can accomplish? And so here's the basic questions about viability in apologetics: is can we live this way as described by the scriptures and by those who've analyzed Jesus's words? Can I envision my life in a world like that, lived in this faith? Would a lack of success at the means of living that way, does that mean failure in life? Does it play into my scenario of who I am? Can I incorporate this into my lifestyle, my thinking, my actions? And do I have to live alone this way, or is this a community with others? That's really your basic questions. And of course, the thing is, I firmly believe that Christianity is a community action. I don't think it's a spectator sport. I think you have to get into the game. I guess maybe the phrase is you got to have a little skin in the game in order for you to be fully immersed in faith. And we do have a lot of people sit in the bleachers and kind of cheer it on and saying, that's really good for society. That's really good for people. That's really good for others. But, I'm good. I don't have to practice it. I don't have to learn it. I don't have to continue it. And really, when we think about it, practicing Christianity has, what a lot of people will tell you is that is practicing Christianity is the lifestyle, is the, that I take some of the stuff that I kind of know about Christianity and I put it in work in my life. But really, to practice Christianity is part of community, and part of that community is also worship, it's also study, it's also praise, it's also prayer. Really, quite frankly, and I know this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but people who are not actually being involved in the worship, the community, the prayer, and those kind of things, they're the ones in the bleachers. They're the ones that are using Christianity as a spectator sport, and it's they aren't really testing if it's viable in their life, right? And I know that sounds a little harsh, but I truly believe that that's the way it works. I sat on the bench or in the bleachers for a lot of my early adult life. I thought, yay, Christianity, but I never suited up. I never went into the game. I could see it from a distance, thinking, now it's a good thing, even though I called myself a Christian. One of the things that and you maybe have heard me say that before, I think I was confirmed in April of 1973 or something like that. But I haven't been a Christian that long. I had the head knowledge, but I didn't have the heartfelt things yet. And so that's where the viability comes in. Do you feel it in your heart? Is it something that you can live every day and live it in community? And to live it in community doesn't mean that we are segregated into just those who are part of our faith community or part of a faith community that that we are a larger part of. It means community in general, because really all of us have been brought to Christianity by other people. Some of us are brought by a big event, but it's other people's influence that either helps us handle that event through faith or through the devices of this world. No one knows about faith without being told. It's not born into us. We get born into a kind of a clean slate. We may be born into the family of Christ as into a family of believers, but that doesn't mean that that we're going to believe. All of us are born with the ability to make that judgment for themselves, whether we are going to be part of a Christian community and if we're going to practice our Christianity. The viability really has to do, is this a faith that can be lived into, not lived around or not lived on occasion, but lived into. My hope that your answer for that is you can live into it. And I know that looks different for each and every one of us. What we do in our lives as far as living into our faith can be very different. But it is that we have taken this into our heart and we're going to live in a way that we are being guided by the Holy Spirit. All right, sounds good. Tomorrow we're going to move on to something else. Let's see, we got 2 more days this week. I think what we'll do is we'll move into a couple other churchy words. And then next week, if I'm brave enough to try to figure out how to do this in a 6 to 10 minute installment, we'll go into the Trinity. That'll take us at least 3 days. And so if you are enjoying these, kind of let other people know. If you find some value in it, some viability, please share it. And once again, if you can find a way to help folks that don't have the same kind of social media access that you have with some of these things, please do so. There's no copyright. There's no infringement for using these in any way that will be part of the work of faith. All right, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other the best you can. Wear masks when you're in public. Drink plenty of water. Make sure that you're staying hydrated as it's warming up. And we'll see you down the road. Blessings.